his retirement. And Blaine Gabbert, Drew Stanton get some starts, but neither was particularly inspiring.
No, when you're talking about Carson Palmer and the way that they ran offense under then head coach Bruce Arians, they threw the ball downfield. And it shows up in Carson Palmer's records, right? 12th all-time in both passing yardage and touchdown passes. So they've got to find someone that will be able to fling it downfield and continue to try and play that way.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. And Nelson's got it here right side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. Back deep for the Giants, Dwayne Harris. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Eli Manning looking set to bring out this New York Giants offense. And the talk last year for him in a Giants season that didn't go the way they had hoped was that he saw his streak of 210 consecutive starts snapped in Week 13. He wants to continue playing. Now the question, will he be back in New York?
Now that they are under new management, new general manager, will be hiring a brand new head coach, I think the odds are that Eli Manning will have a great chance of being back as a New York Giant. I know things really got sideways during the 2017 season, but remember, he missed the one start, came back, reclaimed his job, and finished the season as the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. If they believe he gives them the best chance to win, he will be the quarterback in 2018, and that's what I expect to happen.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. Shotgun now for Manning. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there. Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. Manning going to try and throw on third down. He's got a man open. That's Marshall. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taken with the defense will give him.
Manning now on first down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Throwing on first down is Manning. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Chandler Jones not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
This Cardinals pass rush in 2016 got home 48 times. That's a pretty good number.
A very good number. Led the league. Is it just because the dudes that they had or the scheme or both or what?
It's always the dudes first, but their scheme, attacking, pressure, they'll continue to pile up the sacks.
Perkins on a draw. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. He was able to pick up 6 yards there, so that leaves him with a 3rd and 13. One final try now for Manning. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. So we've hit halftime here in what obviously is a very fast-moving first half of play. As we send you on down to our studios in Orlando, where standing by is Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, back to you guys in a minute. But first, it's indeed time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a 0-0 game at half, so both sides obviously love their defense and hate their offense. Moving forward, we'll just have to see if it's the first to score that wins. So let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Giants now later on the drive. Manning's got the completion out of the gun. And he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to their own 47-yard line. Later on the drive, Jones has got the sack here. This ends up as a loss of 9. Continuing on the drive, Manning on target to his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he ends up at the 44-yard line before he stopped on the play. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. No points in this one yet, but we'll hand it back over to a man who's always on point. That's Brandon Guy.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And now out come the Giants. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. The drive starts with a run by Perkins. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They've been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
Second down, Perkins. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a third down and about 9 to go.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
An extra DB added here for the Cards on third.
Blitzer play coverage.
From the gun, it's Manning. He's going to air one out. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Brad Wing now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
On second down, Palmer. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on third down. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes.
absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Here's Matt Wild now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Harris now to return. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. New York set to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Manning to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Back to throw. Manning. Throw left side complete. That's Perkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. There's Perkins on first down. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Second down and 4. They go with Perkins again. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. The Giants on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. First carry here for Shane Vereen. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So a big one coming now for Aldrick Rosas. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And the kick by Rosas is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. So it took a while to get anything on the scoreboard, but we finally have our first points of the contest.
And now this becomes a question of, can they make this stand up? The defense has been impeccable thus far, and now they need to go out and finish strong.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Back to throw. Johnson's got it complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Palmer cool under pressure as he rallies his guys to the line of scrimmage. So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Giants are close to finishing off this football game. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Manning will take a knee, and that should be the final act in this one. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA.
Yeah. Young Gerald. Yeah. Yeah. Die line with the boom pow. Every week now I switch to a new style. 212s in the back just blew out. Everything I do end up in the news now. Yeah. Lead a club with a few now. Just some Hollywood girls and they do. I'm in the mood now. 2 a.m. What you wanna do now? What you wanna do now? Little baby pass. Don't spill on me, that's Margella. Got this Oakland game to tell her. She look familiar. Like Coachella, what's her name? Isabella, forget it, yeah. It's like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna function, got some places we could go. Watch, I got me speaking slow like, yeah. I'm blessed. I don't GA. I'm tryna, yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't go. Say less. Yeah. Say less. Hey girl, what it do? If you got friends, cool, bring a few through. No fun if the homies man. R.I.P. Nate Dogg, this too true. And you know what I'm down for. Round 2, round 3, and a round 4. Mood switch when she knocked at the front door. Next up was the uproar. Yeah, was like a week ago, but we both know how weekends go. Tryna tuck off, got some places we could go. Swear she got the like wow, she's blessed. I'm blessed. I don't GA. You tryna yes on yes. Say less.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Osweiler's Browns going up against Bortles' Jaguars. For the call, let's send you out to the broadcast booth, where we'll join our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, first opened in 1995. There's a look inside Everbank Field here in the River City of Jacksonville, Florida. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And you know, Charles, as Larry pointed out in the open, got a couple of great quarterbacks set to square off here this afternoon. That ball's probably going to be flying all over the place, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. And the game has never been more quarterback-centric than it is now. And both of these teams have top-flight signal callers.
Set to go from Everbank Field as Jason Myers boots it away. On the return, Jabril Peppers. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by their quarterback, the former USC Trojan. It's Cody Kessler.
When Cody Kessler was drafted, many people thought it was a surprise that he went in the third round. They thought he would go later. But when he came out, the man who selected him told the rest of the world, trust me, this guy can play.
First carry for Isaiah Crowell. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Kessler. Looking sideline, incomplete. That time they were looking for the former Auburn Tiger, Ricardo Lewis. And it's third down. And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
Former Dallas Cowboys safety Barry Church signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars in free agency in 2017, and he's going to provide a steadying influence as well as an ability to make big plays from his safety position. One thing I always noticed about him from the time he was in college throughout his NFL career, he's a ball hawk, always around the football, ready to make a play.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Kessler. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
And that's a great opening series defensively. You force what should be a 3-and-out on your opening possession.
And great coverage there on 3rd down to force the incompletion to set up 4th. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep for the Jaguars, Marquise Lee. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Jacksonville taking the field. There's their quarterback, Blake Bortles, who had somewhat of a roller coaster year, but more wins this season than in his first 3 years combined. And look, the defense helped, but the bottom line, they were within earshot of going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no matter what you say about his season, roller coaster or not, he did the biggest thing. Led his team to 2 playoff wins, and just what you said, within an eyelash of taking out the New England Patriots and representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. A really great finish for Blake Bortles and the Jaguars.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And nice yardage right off the bat here as he's up to about the 24-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And Leonard Fournette impressing there with that run. It's hard to believe that no Jacksonville Jaguar has broken 1,000 yards since Maurice Jones-Drew in 2011. I think Leonard Fournette could be that guy.
Even with the ankle injury last year at LSU, still averaged 6.5 yards per carry.
And absolutely intimidated opposing defenses. A lot of guys simply didn't want to tackle him.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. And for this offensive unit that we'll see here in just a second, T.J. Yeldon is certainly someone to mention.
Came out of Alabama with a lot of attention, but earned it. This guy is better and better at a lighter weight. Shifty back who can finish with power.
And it looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Bortles. And that's complete to Lewis. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Bortles on the give to Fournette. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
And before they can get settled in here, time expires on the first quarter of action. 0-0 our score. More from Jacksonville after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. To throw is Bortles. And he goes out right around the 39. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Bortles. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So on 4th down, here's Brad Nortman on to punt it away. Duke Johnson deep for Cleveland. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Browns offensively getting ready to take the field again. If you take a step back, Charles, last 2 years for the Browns, 1-31. Worst 2-year stretch in the 98-year history of the NFL. Everybody knows that story. And the playoff drought at 14 years. Where does this franchise turn?
It's one of the great questions because I was on the record last spring that their draft looked about as professional a draft as you could have. 3 first-rounders. All of them became starters for them when you think about it. Myles Garrett at defensive end, Jabril Peppers at defensive back, and David Njoku at tight end. All of them contributed. It looked like they were making progress. They've just simply forgotten how to win as an organization, a franchise, as a team. That's the number one thing. Get a win. Get 2 wins, and maybe they can start to turn this thing around. And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
On 1st and 10, it's Kessler. He has Britt over the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Time a factor as Kessler will get him to the line quickly. And now it's Kessler going underneath for Crowell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. Now Kessler on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Jags taking over on offense here in a second. And what a season, Charles, it was for Jacksonville. Some people did like them as a dark horse coming into the year, and they really responded.
Heard recently at one of the, all-star games, college all-star games, a scout saying, well, heck, haven't they been the dark horse for the last 5 years coming into the season? And he seemed a little bit bitter, so I'm going to let him go on that one. But the point is well taken. They have been building towards this. Really good drafts, really supplemented in free agency. And, yeah, they were a dark horse, but they played awfully well. 11 wins, 2 more in the playoffs. I think right now they'd love to get Allen Robinson back at wide receiver and add another playmaking tight end.
Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. And he's got room. And he slides to avoid the hit. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And that is incomplete.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield, but that one goes incomplete.
So on 4th down, on comes the Jaguars. Jason Myers now for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
I actually like the fake, all right? They gave it a shot. This is one of those plays where you really think you're going to fool people because he shoveled it off to the kicker, and he was going to try and get it running. We have seen it be successful before, but definitely not on this play.
Yeah, I was going to say, as the kicker, when you see that it's probably not going to work, just terror and panic in your eyes, I would imagine.
What we really needed there was the close-up of his face while he was running.
Kessler now on 1st down. His throw incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
2nd down now after the incompletion. From the gun, it's Kessler. That's Njoku over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Kessler. Underneath for Johnson. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. Fielded just inside the 20. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied. So we've hit halftime in what was obviously a very fast-moving first half of play. As we send you a couple hours south to Orlando, let's check in with Larry Ridley for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks, and welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get to the highlights. Defense has been the name of the game. It's not often you see a matchup where both sides can't find a way to get on the scoreboard. We'll have to see if the offense picks up in the second half. All right, let's get it going. Let's roll those first half highlights. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. No points in this one yet, but we'll hand it back over to a man who's always on point. That's Brandon Guy.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. They go play action here on first down. Caught right side. It's Lewis. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. On play action, it's Bortles. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Bortles on the hook up to Hearns for the Jaguar first down.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
Fournette, a first down carry. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Bortles. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20. He got 29 yards that time.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Bortles now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Robinson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the fourth. On second down, here's Bortles. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6.
And that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution.
Here we go. 3-19.
Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Give him 30 yards there. Here's Kessler. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. Throwing now is Kessler. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be fourth down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And tough starting field position here.
Here we go. Blue 45.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Second down following the run. Again, it's Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get him down up past the 15. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. On second down, here's Fournette. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a third and about 9 to go. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is. And what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.
Since my early days, I've been stuck in my worldly ways. Propaganda, press, pan the camera, please don't look at me in my face. Everybody might see my pain, off the rail, might myself. Bored with life as aboard this plane. Steward this sex if I need help. Maybe, baby, you wish your last name. Hopefully it still ain't been changed. Something about you make me not doubt you. I will silence my brain, scream louder. Asking when I'm gon' myself. Couple problems, my cash ain't help. Human issues too strong for tissue. False provider, war mass by wealth. Move your body if you came here to party. If not, then pardon me. How I'm supposed to have a good time with death and destruction's all I see. Out the sight, I'm out of my mind. The sound of sunshine is calling me. The vibrations is all I need. All I need, all I need. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, yeah. Party people, I like to see you dance. Party people, move. Party people, I like to see you groove. This is how we do. This is how we do. Deja vu from a bayside view. I see black cats in the daytime too. I see black cats on the daytime news. When handcuffed, wrist and his skin turned blue. I met God once at the rendezvous and felt starstruck.
Vince, the car's out front.
Got things to do, got to make my moves. I can't miss my flight and miss you too, boo. First class seats is overrated. Won't go, let's stay overpay us. Nowadays I'm overdating. My is strict for heard this, my lips stay well acquainted. Their morning is calling me. Good vibrations is all I need. All I need, all I need. Move your body if you came here to party. If not, then pardon me. How I'm supposed to have a good time with death and destruction's all I see. Out the sight, I'm out of my mind.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. This is Madden 18 on EA Sports. Two running backs will take the field today in hopes of leading their team to victory out on that field. It's McCoy's Bills going up against Amir Abdullah's Lions. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth. So we turn it over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. Coming to you from just off the New Jersey Turnpike in East Rutherford. We are just about set for football on EA Sports from MetLife Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Hi again, folks. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And as we all know, Charles, offenses today, they're driven by the passing attack. But Larry highlighted in the open a couple of running backs who might just disagree with that assessment.
Yeah, and sometimes, occasionally you get a game where running backs will match each other, kind of carry for carry on opposite teams. But for the most part, they focus on themselves. How many touches will they get, and can they create big plays for their own team?
And both of these guys, certainly more than 5-10 touchbacks. They're workhorses. Well, time to see what Tyrod Taylor and the Buffalo Bills can do on offense. The season ended a little rough, 10-3 defeat at the hands of Jacksonville in the playoffs. And now you flip it forward. Is Tyrod Taylor back? Is he the future of this Bills team?
I think that he is the placeholder right now, and I hope that doesn't come off the wrong way. He's got a team that believes in him, a team that rallies around him, and he fits the style of offense that they're trying to play when they're going heavy run with LaShawn McCoy and then throwing off a play action. But I'd be shocked if Buffalo didn't try and summon in some competition for him going forward to see if maybe they can have him play better or if they find someone to replace him, because they've made the playoffs now. Their next mission, try and go deeper in the playoffs. We'll find out if Tyrod's the guy to take them there or not in 2018. Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Second down now after the pass completion. Taylor now off the bootleg. He's got the hook up to Andre Holmes. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Now a play fake here on first down. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. He was looking for Charles Clay as tight end. And that'll bring up second down. And here's our first look today at this offense.
And let's start with LaShawn Shady McCoy, their star running back. He can do everything. Run it inside, get to the perimeter, and, of course, catch it out of the backfield.
Second and 10.